please.
Just move over a little bit.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Maritime Athletic Profiles on YouTube for tonight's webcast of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association as the undefeated 6-0 Halifax Thunder host the 5-1 Halifax Hornets. It's the Battle of Halifax right here at St. Mary's University Homburg Center. Should be a great, exciting game with lots of talent, and I'm honored to be joined by the talented Jen Lloyd-McKenzie on the webcast tonight.
Hello.
Jen is the Director of Officiating for the MWBA. And Jen, before we get into the intros and starting lineups, tell me what you expect to see out of tonight's game.
Tonight's game is going to be athletic and fast. Teams aren't going to even have time to blink before there's attacks to the basket, extra passes. The teams are starting to know what each other like to do. So every game you're seeing the momentum, the flow, the communication build. So it's going to be a track meet.
Yeah, you mentioned these teams getting more familiar with each other, but these are two teams who have been very strong from the get-go, the Thunder and the Hornets. Let's start with the Thunder. What has impressed you about them and helped them to this 6-0 undefeated start to the season?
When they make subs, it's like there's no lull in the action. Someone comes off the bench, brings instant energy, instant offense. Everybody who's on the bench is engaged because they know they're going to get a run.
All right, we're going to step aside briefly here for the national anthem, but we'll be right back with the player introductions.
Meet the starting lineup of your Halifax Thunder. A 5'5" guard from Port Williams, Nova Scotia. Number 2, Haley McDonald. A 5'7" guard from East Preston, Nova Scotia. Number 5, Justine Collie-Lashir. A 5'11" guard from Riverview, New Brunswick. Number 7, Vanessa Picker. A 6-foot forward from Bedford, Nova Scotia. Number 15, Laura Langell. And a 6-foot forward from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Number 22, Lizzie Bills-Ciciemi. And coach of your Thunder is the one and only Parker Regan.
All right, there you have it, the starting lineups. I'm actually going to do a quick reset here. Alan April on the call, joined by Jen Lloyd-McKenzie, the Director of Officiating for the MWBA. We've got the host, Halifax Thunder, a perfect 6-0 record wearing those North Carolina baby blue uniforms. And the visiting, but they didn't have to travel too far, Halifax Hornets in the black uniforms. As we get set for the tip-off here, we'll go through the starters for the Thunder. Haley McDonald, Justine Colley-Legier, Vanessa Pickard, Laura Langell, and Elizabeth Beals-Ishiemi. Nice pass there from Colley, and Pickard is blocked, it looked like, by Catherine Follis. So quick action, just like you expected to see right off the tip. Baseline inbounds for the Thunder. This is Haley McDonald, the sharp shooting guard out of Port Williams, Nova Scotia. Turnaround in the lane, doesn't get it to go. Own rebound. You don't want to give McDonald too many chances, but unable to capitalize on that one.
I'm excited about watching this matchup tonight with McMillan and Haley McDonald. It's going to be awesome.
And a pair of current St. Mary's Huskies, Lucina Beaumont and Clara Gascoigne, hook up for the first two of the game. Chatting with them pregame, it's the first time they've been visitors in this gym. They're warming up on the visiting net. They're sitting on the visiting bench, using the visiting locker room. It's like a whole new experience for these current Huskies.
That's right, but the advantage they do have as teammates is that familiarity. I mean, they know where each other are, and they're going to have, and they have had this season, a lot of great combinations that you just know that they're so familiar with each other.
Now, this is a sight that AUS fans have seen maybe 1,000 times. Justine Colley-Legier on the free throw line at the Homburg Center. She goes 1 of 2. I believe you were officiating during Justine's playing days.
I was a youngster then. She was, you could never take your eye off her on offense or defense. She was just so engaged in all aspects of the game and used her body so well to create advantages to the basket.
As Beaumont fakes the dribble handoff, you can see that chemistry. Cross-court pass for her Huskies teammate McMillan. McMillan doubled. Great swarming defense by a pair of Axwomen there, and McDonald and Beals-Ishiemi, and they are fired up with that stop as it's a shot clock violation.
Great defense to not foul in that situation. Sometimes when you see that ball there, it's just so easy to dive on top or get arms in there. Great discipline.
Now McDonald out of the horn set around another former Husky and Laura Langell. Beals-Ishiemi swings to Langell. 3 ball is up. Too strong off back rim, but look at Colley-Legier track down that rebound. Now 30, mother of 4. Colley-Legier still got it. Tough spin move in the lane, can't finish. Loose ball, and who else but Colley-Legier. Beautiful pass, alley-oop for Beals-Ishiemi. And the Thunder look excited to start this game. Their second game here at the Homburg Center. Great partnership between St. Mary's and Halifax Thunder, and McMillan there called for the travel.
Yeah, she left her feet, unfortunately. I think she thinks that because she dribbled that would negate the play, but that's not the case.
Some excellent officiating analysis, of course, by the director of officiating for this league. We'll talk a little bit about what that role entails next stoppage, but right now we see Colley-Legier out of the game, looks to be favoring that right hand. It will be Grace Wade, the former UMB Red, checking in for the Thunder, and certainly we hope Justine Colley is okay. Colley-Legier, I should say. Now Beals-Ishiemi puts up a 3. Too strong. Clara Gascoigne with the rebound, and she is off and running. Gascoigne, the rising star in the AUS, put on a fantastic performance at championship weekend at the Scotiabank Center. And there, Hannah Brown and Alina McMillan not on the same page.
Yeah, Hannah just arrived a couple weeks ago, so it's going to take her a couple games to get used to her teammates, but she's such a great athlete and came from such a great program that she'll be meshing with these guys in no time.
As Pickard puts up a 3, the Thunder settling for some 3 balls early, 0 for 3 now. As Gascoigne back for Beaumont. She'll cross over, hand it off to Gascoigne. Floater in the lane, a bit too strong. Rebound deflected back, and it's going to be Thunder ball heading the other way. Yeah, I believe this is Hannah Brown's first game with the Hornets, as we get an offensive foul there against Beals-Ishiemi. 50-50 call. Put on your officiating hat, what did you see on that one?
Well, Lizzie definitely initiated the contact, and I believe that the defense had established legal guarding position. So those are the two. Legal guarding position is the big setup in our officiating decisions, and Lizzie definitely initiated that contact, so I like that call.
So there's Hannah Brown with a baseline jumper. Brown had been playing professionally with Alba Berlin in Germany. Now Bielsa Shiemi, she's aggressive to begin this game. Gets to the rack but can't finish. Bit of a lid on the basket for both teams, but we're seeing some really athletic, quick-paced play as there's a crossover reverse. Just can't get it to drop for Beaumont. We're really seeing some great action on both ends, but just nothing falling right now.
Yeah, and that's just, I mean, nerves and excitement of playing. Hannah Brown did actually play on Saturday up at the Mount,
okay.
So she has one game under her belt. She's played some sporadic minutes, came in and out, but you know, did her thing up at the Mount. So she's coming along.
Get some substitutions in for the Hornets as Chanel Smith and Jasmine Perrant check in, a pair of former Axe women, along with Jalen Skier. Now here is Chanel Smith. Smith, the leading scorer through the first 6 games of the season for the Hornets. That jumper from Beaumont rims out, and here is Grace Wade coming the other way. Wade against Gascoigne. Tough take over a very strong and long defender in Clara Gascoigne. Beaumont with the rebound. Now Gascoigne drives baseline. Tough angle, can't get it to go. Jasmine Perrant with the rebound. Skier, she'll go baseline. Dishes it down low for Perrant. Nice ball movement, but once again, Bielsa Shiemi making a defensive play to tie up the ball.
Seems like they're doubling the posts or any once the dribblers stop their dribble pretty consistently here. So good defensive strategy to kind of mix things up and maybe speed up the play.
We get our 4th current Husky. Actually, she just graduated about a month ago, and Ariana Macias into the game. Sharpshooter originally from Ecuador. As Beaumont gets that up, and Perrant attempting to track down the offensive rebound. It's going to head the other way. Thunder ball.
I've been really impressed with Jasmine this whole season. She has come to play and really has taken advantage of this gift to be able to play as a graduate. So
Haley McDonald with some curly kneel Globetrotters dribbling up from her knees there.
she needs some knee pads.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. McDonald drives, can't get it to drop. Perrant with the rebound, and she'll bring it the other way. And you speak about Perrant, what a story. She initially signed up to be part of the board of directors of this league as Jalen Skier misses a 3, and I guess the competitive juices got flowing, and she decided she'd sign up to play, as we'll get a couple of free throws here for Ariana Macias.
Yeah, and I mean, as with a lot of these players, she has not missed a beat. She's worked hard to get herself back into shape after having 2 kids, I think, and so credit to her.
An amazing story. You can follow her on Instagram. Well, I'm going to try to find it, but she's chronicled her fitness journey on Jasmine Losing It on Instagram.
Yeah.
Almost 200,000 followers. I think she was in like People magazine or something like
wow.
that. Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
She's her story's gone viral, and rightly so, as Ariana Macias knocks down a pair of free throws. Macias, an excellent free throw shooter, nearly 80% for her Huskies career. Floater in the lane there by Grace Wade, no good. Chanel Smith flies in for the rebound. Smith, another former Axwoman product. A lot of Acadia, a lot of St. Mary's on the court here tonight, as Kaylin Crosby attempts to track down that rebound and unable to keep it in bounds. And it looks like Parker Regan is going to call a timeout to talk things over for the Thunder. 4-1 is the score early on. It's a low-scoring game, but, you know, if you're watching, we're seeing exciting action on both ends. It's not like they're turning it over, not getting shots up. Seems to just be a little bit of a lid on the rim.
Yeah, normally, this is not indicative of either of these teams.
Well, actually, the Hornets, leading scoring team in the league, coming in averaging just under 76 points per game, but look at how close that is. Actually, I have it better here. Through 6 games, the Hornets have scored 455 points. The Thunder have scored 451.
Wow.
So 4 points separate these two teams. The difference is the Thunder have been very good defensively, averaging just 50, allowing just 55 points a game. Hornets, second best defense in the league, averaging just under 62. And really quickly, the MWBA would like to thank its founding partners Royale and Medavie for their outstanding support, dedication, and commitment to ensuring women in sport continues. Their partnership shows tremendous belief in the MWBA and strong community support. Another great crowd here at the Homburg Center in St. Mary's. All the fans are on this side. You're not seeing them on camera, but this side holds 400, so we're probably up near 400 fans in attendance tonight. And it's fantastic to see that continued crowd support for this young league as, physical play there, a tie-up between Kaylin Crosby and I believe that's Gemma Bullard. Foul's going to go against Crosby. So Thunder will take over with 4:23 remaining in the first quarter. Pair of UMB Reds guards in now as both teams go in about 10 deep early in this quarter. Now this is Abby Dunker. Dunker, another Axwoman product, was an All-Canadian during her time at Acadia. Bullard, and now we've seen that call on both ends. A little bit of jump in the air off the pump fake. Not sure if she wanted to shoot or dribble, and the official calls her for the travel.
Sometimes what we want to do and what our body does are two different things.
As Jalen Skier strong to the rack, unable to get that one to drop. Skier, I think, had a decision whether she wanted to coach or play in this league, as she's a up-and-coming coach in the Maritime and Halifax basketball scene.
Yeah, she teaches at Armbray Academy as a physical education specialist with John Tramble, and they run a great program and have really put that girls basketball team on the map. Had the opportunity to watch them when I assigned and evaluated Division I girls provincials, and just the players that they've brought into that program, both academically and athletically, and they're great people. Just their team is a pleasure to referee.
Great pass there by Macias, finding Leah Martin. Martin, a former Dow Tiger, and I've actually been playing against her in co-ed intramurals for years, and that's one of the great things about this league, where these women's players, still have that competitive instinct. A couple of years after their playing career, there weren't a lot of options.
No.
Maybe there were some ladies' leagues in the Maritimes, and certainly playing co-ed intramurals could have been an option, but now they get to play this high caliber level and really get treated like pros.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that this league was going to be special when we started talks 2 years ago, but to see the fans in the stands and the support from generous sponsors like Medavie and Royale, it's more than we could have imagined.
Now Hannah Brown catches on the right wing, cross-court pass nearly picked off. Chanel Smith ends up with it, and that's going to be a foul against the Thunder's Ellen Hatt. Hatt, who hosts the podcast Now's the Time with her Thunder and former Axwoman teammate Haley McDonald. And it's great to see Justine Colley-Legier back in the game. Looks like she has a wrap on one finger.
Yeah, I think she got substituted with blood, so hopefully it was just a scratch.
Maybe yeah. And she's back in the game now as both teams make some substitutions. 3:03 remaining in this first quarter. Skier, defended by Colley-Legier. Tough defense. Bit of a wild pass, but it ends up in the hands of Hannah Brown. Can't get the baseline jumper to go. Now Catherine Quackenbush coming the other way. Quackenbush, a former AUS MVP with the Memorial Seahawks, now a doctor in Halifax. That's pretty cool. As Colley-Legier on the drive. Kick out. Great pass. Pickard for three. Knocks it down. And the Thunder fans love that as they cut the Hornets lead to 1.
Every time Justine drives, she's going to attract 2, if not 3 defenders. That's why Vanessa was open. So, great read.
Jalen Skier now. Beautiful little pass out of the pick and roll, and Hannah Brown able to finish. And if Hannah Brown gets heated up, I mean, this is a player who is playing at a very high caliber league just a few months ago. There's Colley-Legier, tough runner in the lane. Skier looking to push the pace the other way. Has Brown with her. Thought about the three. Now will pass cross court for Macias. Good active hands there by Bullard. Now Brown around the Martin screen. Gascoigne as the shot clock's down to 4. 3 ball by Skier rims out. Collie Legier tracks down the rebound. Good ball movement on that possession by the Hornets. Long 2 this time by Pickard. Rims out. As we're seeing both teams shuffle players in and out of the lineup. Maybe trying to find that right combination, as we're only 6 games into this young season. And as you mentioned off the start, a lot of these players just getting familiar with each other. They've been playing about a month.
Yeah, but like I said, everybody's been getting a run, so everybody's engaged on the bench and is, you know, mentally ready to go into the game, and everybody brings such a different skill set to the game. I mean, you've got Jada Verney out there, who's a fantastic athlete and a potential mismatch in her position. You got Justine, who can get to the rim basically anytime she wants. You got Hannah Brown, who's like a force in the post. I mean,
look at Justine Collie Legier go. I mean, she missed the layup, but it was a great play there to earn her team possession. A great play to crash the offensive glass, and then she ended up nearly at half court trying to keep that play alive. That scrappiness and that athleticism of Justine Collie Legier and a competitive instinct that it made her one of the greatest players in the history of Canadian university basketball. McDonald, nice crossover, drives in the lane and is fouled. She'll head to the line to shoot 2. Haley McDonald out of Port Williams, Nova Scotia, heading back to the Acadia Axwomen this year. And fans of the AUS have got to love that, unless you're cheering against Acadia.
Unless you're everybody else.
Yeah, I know. Scott Monroe in the offices with me at St. Mary's, we had some jokes today that Haley announced she was coming back. It made his life a lot tougher.
She's definitely, I mean, the minute she steps on the court, she's a Steph Curry range shooter and a deadly passer, and has developed into a pretty decent defender over her career too. So,
as Beaumont puts up a 3, McDonald with the rebound. Who can forget her 51-point U Sports record performance against UPEI in the AUS semifinal?
I refereed that game, and it wasn't even forced, Alan. It was just,
I know.
It was so smooth, and I didn't know it until I saw the stats after. It was just like, wow. It was such a great game.
It's Collie Legier with the steal. Around the Langell screen. Nice play there by the former Huskies teammates, and that pass just a little low for Catherine Quackenbush. Clara Gascoigne. Hornets have numbers, just 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. Gascoigne lines up a 3, no good. McDonald, 3 seconds. Look at the speed, finds Quackenbush, beats the buzzer for 2. Official Jen signals count it, and we're all tied up. So, I mean, I wouldn't call that a defensive-minded quarter. We saw free-flowing play back and forth. We did see some great defense, some good passing, and it looks like we might see some shots start to fall in the second quarter as these players get a little more comfortable out here on a Wednesday night game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this 8-8 is not indicative of the offensive power of both these teams, so it's still entertaining. I mean, they're getting shots and things. They're just not falling quite yet, but you know that they will.
Want to let you know you can always reach out. We're live and interactive here. Reach out on Twitter at Alan April Smew. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for on a Wednesday night. Of course,
usually I tweet you.
I know you do.
Now I can't.
Well, I'm
so.
hoping someone out there does. We've got our familiar suspects. Actually, shout out to a classic tweeter. This one goes back. Rita Pendergast Crosby. She's tuning in, watching Kaylin, her daughter, and of course, Kaylin Crosby is also part of the Dalhousie basketball royalty, the Stambergers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rita would be the sister of Anna and Noel.
Okay, I did not know
and
that. Fun
from
fact.
Kensington, PEI.
Okay, that
meaning
makes
she's
sense
also
now.
the aunt of Tessa and Sven. And right now, she is babysitting her granddaughter, Maeve, who's Kaylin's daughter. I got the whole. It was nice to see Kaylin again. Actually, you might remember before I was even doing broadcasts, I was working on tables, doing stats.
That's
and,
right.
Kaylin, after graduating from Dal, she helped out on the table, so her and I got friendly back then.
Yeah, she was a great player during her time at Dalhousie, feisty and skilled, and was a force to be reckoned with.
Well, and that's one of the fantastic things about this league is reunion. It really does feel like a reunion of Maritime basketball, and more than that, we've got players in here from Ontario,
Yeah.
and whether you're a fan of AUS basketball, ACAA basketball, larger U Sports basketball, or just somebody who loves the game and has been in the community, you're bound to know a lot of these faces, and it's bringing a lot of people together who may not have been brought together.
Absolutely. And I mean, having this come to fruition, coming out of the COVID lockdowns and everything, just the people I know are loving seeing each other. Because, I mean, we've missed that as fans of the game, getting together, the concourse of the old Metro Center. I can't call it Scotiabank Center.
Oh, that's okay. The broadcaster in me, I need to. As Beals a Shiemi tough take, there's still just a lid on that rim. Long outlet pass here by Beaumont. Gascoigne now back to Beaumont. Spinning in the lane, kicks it out for Brown. That's a long two, short. But yeah, whether you're a local or you came from away and you're a part of this league, one thing binds us all, and that's love of this sport, basketball. So it's fantastic to see women's basketball get this platform and get this opportunity. 6 teams in the inaugural season. I know they're already talking growth and perhaps some expansion down the line. So that's fantastic to see. As now Haley McDonald back to Beals Ishiemi, straightaway 3. No good. Gascoigne with the rebound, and that's something I love about Clara Gascoigne's game. She's 6'1", but she's really a guard out there. She'll get a rebound, push it the other way. Here she is, pick and pop 3-ball. Clara Gascoigne doing it all for the Hornets.
Yeah, and she's a tough matchup because she's not that 6'1" who doesn't want to be in the key. If she recognizes a mismatch, she's going to get in there and post up and take advantage of her height and length.
But Beals Ishiemi with the answer on the other end. Thunder have a 12-11 lead. Now Hannah Brown battling against Laura Langell in the post, and Langell holds her ground on that one. Beals Ishiemi now up the left wing. Kicks it out for Brown. Dribble handoff for McDonald. Beautiful take by McDonald. You just give her an inch of space around that screen, and she knows how to get a bucket out of it. Now McMillan. That was a matchup you wanted to see, McDonald and McMillan.
Yeah, I love watching good guards play, as long as they pass to the post.
Of course. Now McDonald pushing it the other way. Crossover in the lane, up with the left. Back-to-back buckets for Haley McDonald, and she can heat up in a hurry. Coming into this game, second in the league in scoring, 19.1 points per game. Now Hannah Brown.
Oh.
Brown is getting some good looks. Just the finish isn't quite there, but you know she's a great player, and it's only a matter of time before those start dropping.
Absolutely.
As Abby Dunker checks back in, and as does Catherine Follis. Speaking of players from Ontario, Catherine Follis, one of those players. Former Ryerson Ram and Ottawa Gigi. Now Skier, top of the key for Gascoigne. Oh, look at that. That's that teammate intuition. Her and Beaumont, a little head nod, and the back cut. Good job defensively, though, stopping that pass by Beals Ishiemi.
Yeah, and that's why the Thunder have such great stats on defense. I mean, they know that help side has to be there. They missed it on Hannah's pick and roll the play before, but the thing about this league is that everybody has such a high basketball IQ that they can fix those mistakes on the fly.
Definitely, as it's going to be Hornets ball on the baseline here. Continue to see fast and furious substitutions. It's going to be Kerwin and Hatt checking in. It's a little hard to keep track of who's on the court. I mean, it seems like every whistle there's 2 in, 2 out.
I'm glad that's your job. I'm just going to sit here and...
I think we've read everybody's name by this point, but we'll make sure we do, and we'll give a shout out to the coaches next stoppage too.
Definitely.
As now Jalen Skier Up top for Catherine Follis. Follis with the drive to the left. Can't get it to drop. Grace Wade with the rebound, and she's off and running the other way. Wade crosses over, up with the right. Can't get it to drop. It will be Hornets ball.
Nice to see Catherine back. She had a little collision in the game on Saturday and tweaked her knee a little bit. Nothing major. Just a player ran into her. She took a few plays off, and physiotherapist Karen Decker took a look at her, so it's nice to see her on the court and running well.
If I'm not mistaken, Catherine Follis did at one point have a major knee injury during her time at Ryerson, so definitely good to see. As strong take there, definitely not shying away from the contact, and rebounded by Aaliyah Frazier. Might be the one player whose name we haven't read yet. Aaliyah Frazier, 5'10" guard out of New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, playing at St. FX.
Yeah, her university game, as Sean really enjoyed being on the court with her last season. Great player, great person. Only good things for her.
Averaged just over 10 points per game and was an all-rookie team selection in 2019-20. Of course, St. FX, we're going to see some changes coming up to that women's basketball program as they hired a new coach. And we get a travel there by Frazier. Tie up, didn't look like she knew exactly where she wanted to go with that pass. And this Thunder defense, we talked about it, it's swarming. They're doubling a lot on the perimeter and also in the post. It's really well coached defense by Parker Regan.
And they're willing to take some risks because they know that they can communicate quickly and read where each other needs to be. So it's easy to take some risks when you know that your teammates have your back.
It's now Frazier. Top for Beaumont, and that time Hatt caught with a little bit of a reach, going for the steal on that pass. As we're going to get a timeout here by Coach John Tramble and the Hornets, and let's talk about these coaches. Two very well-known coaches in Nova Scotia basketball at different places in their coaching careers, really. I mean, John Tramble, a longtime assistant with Acadia and with Calgary, and now I think director of basketball operations for Armbury Academy. You mentioned how they've turned around a women's program and really built a contender there. And then Parker Regan, synonymous with Thunder Selects, and also the head coach at the University of King's College?
Yes, correct.
Just wanted to confirm. So, yeah, what's your interaction with these coaches, and how great is it to have this level of coaching?
Oh, my gosh.
University coaches, past and present, in this league.
Well, I mean, to have coaches at this level who want to be involved in the league at this point in their career, I mean, it would be so easy for Parker just to, have his summer off, recruit for his university team. But for him to give back to the game, and it just shows his love of the game. And, he and Brandon have built the Thunder program from the ground up. So it's really great. And he's a top-notch guy. I mean, you never hear boo from Parker unless it's legit. So he's not one of those coaches that is going to be in your ear 24/7 and distract you from the game. When he has something to say, you're like, yeah, he's probably right, because he has quality comments.
Well, there's that swarming defense again by the Thunder, but well done by Clara Gascoigne to get rid of it. Skier can't get the three ball to drop. And I think you're seeing Parker's coaching style come out in this defense of the Thunder.
Definitely.
It is relentless. As three ball is up by Grace Wade, can't get it to drop. Tough offensive rebound there. I believe that's Bullard on the deck now, and Gascoigne, nicely done getting rid of that one. Beaumont with speed up the right wing, too strong. Follis can't get it to drop, and Beaumont took a bit of a bad landing there, hobbling back up the court. Bullard can't get that to drop. As a bit of a track meet coming up here. Beaumont can't get it to drop. I think she's still favoring that leg, but what a pass by Jalen Skier. Oh, fantastic pass. I think we need that stoppage right now. Things are getting a little out of control, and we saw some good play, but nothing dropping. So that continues to kind of be the story of this game. Well, the story of the game is the defense by both teams, Thunder specifically, making things very difficult.
Yeah. And I mean, both teams are running, a motion offense where oftentimes you think you know where someone's going to go, but depending on their read and your read, it can be two different things. So that can lead to a little bit of confusion, but on the flip side, it's exciting basketball.
Absolutely. For this Hornets team that came in leading the league in scoring at nearly 76 points per game, to be at just 12 points nearly 16 minutes into this one is remarkable. Now Macias slips in the lane. Hannah Brown, little floater, and can't get it to drop. And pass there through the key for Bullard. Oh, turnover. Clara Gascoigne, who led the AUS in steals last season, can't get it to go, and Collie Legier is down. And don't want to see that. I'm going to say Steel Auto believes in providing a healthy and safe environment that celebrates equity, diversity, and inclusion, and is proud to be the team founding partner of the Halifax Thunder. So certainly praying and hoping all the best for Justine here. That did not look good.
No, when she went to take that one sort of little fake lunge at Clara, her knee just locked and wiggled a little bit. I'm not happy.
We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back. All right. Okay, we're back now. Yeah, certainly hoping for the best for Justine. You never want to see that happen, and it's a risk of any physical competition, any level of game. I mean, that's one of the things. You could get injured playing, shooting around in the backyard. You could get injured playing in a competitive intramural league, and you can get injured playing in a league like this as well. But certainly we want to see all players healthy, and it's been a great story to have Justine Collie Legier in this league as kind of one of the role models, as one of the all-time greats, being able to rediscover that competitive fire.
Yeah, and I mean, there's kids in this gym who have, grown up watching her play at St. Mary's and following her in her community, and her decision to stay home where she was recruited by so many great universities, both in Canada and the U.S. So for her to stay home and show kids that yes, you can have a successful, historic career while staying in Canada and being a role model in your community. It's a great story for sure. We went out and did refereed a scrimmage for them when they had some open gym at Christmas time, and even back in December, Alan, she just was playing like this in December. It was remarkable, inspirational. So yeah, hopefully she's back.
Justine also reffed for a minute.
She did. She had a great feel for the game.
Yeah, of course.
Leah Martin is a current referee too.
Right.
Leah did no, she had COVID, so she couldn't do provincials. But I've refereed tons with Leah this season, and she's a great referee. Justine had a great feel for the game. Could have gone up in the ranks if she wanted to, but family and life takes its steps. Maybe as her kids get older, but we'll see.
Great take there by Quackenbush, and Clara Gascoigne gets a block, and now the Hornets coming the other way. It's going to be passed out of bounds, and another turnover forced by the swarming defense of the Thunder. They're just everywhere.
Yeah, keep your eye on 13, Marley Kerwin out of, she's a Halifax girl, but she plays at UNB. She's a spitfire on defense. I love watching her play.
Beautiful pass. Quackenbush fouled this time and will head to the line to shoot 2. Just off your last point, that's another great thing about this. It's an opportunity for women to stay involved in basketball. It doesn't have to be through playing. We're seeing lots of, we're seeing some former university players on the coaching staff of both these teams, and like you mentioned, officiating. There's all kinds of ways to stay involved in this game, and this league just offers another high level for women to stay involved in this game.
It does, and just the positivity that's come from this league is going to just continue to build. So I feel like next year there's going to be, like you said, more teams, more involvement, more sponsors. It's amazing. I'm so blessed to be a part of it.
The league is blessed to have you as well, as now Jalen Skier will drive, kick it out. Clara Gascoigne fakes, takes. Oh. Great ball fake there to open up the lane and get to the hoop. And again, there's just a lid on the rim here today. There's been a lot of highlight moves that just haven't gone through the hoop.
Still entertaining, though.
Absolutely it is. Let's see, Clara Gascoigne, she was an AUS second-team All-Star this past season. Also won the President's Award here at SMU, which is academics. She's got a very high GPA, and everything she does as a student-athlete role model, involved in motion ball, involved in coaching summer camps, and really came into her own this year in her second season as a player.
Yeah, she had a great season. And again, another quality person who was just so positive on the court that you could talk to, you know, during any facet of the game, whether St. Mary's was up or down. Just, yeah, I've refereed Claire since she's been in, my gosh, I want to say junior high, but definitely high school. So great kid, great family.
As one and done there for the Hornets, Haley McDonald coming the other way. 2:45 to play in the first half. Pickard swings it for Quackenbush. Oh, nice post moves down low, just can't finish. And Gascoigne, I think she might be the fastest player on the court today, as Skier can't knock down the 3. Kerwin with the rebound. These two teams trading opportunities. Some excellent basketball as Haley McDonald pull up. That's one of the things she does best. You need to close out at her hard, as she's a knockdown 3-point shooter, but she can get all the way to the rim, or she can pull up for a mid-range really well.
Yeah, you definitely have to respect that ball fake and know that if you don't close out, it's gone, and it's probably in.
Actually, speaking of Clara Gascoigne, I got a tweet here from Josie, her big sister, who also played at St. Mary's.
Another quality person. Love Josie.
She says, "Let's go Halifax Hornets," cheering on Clara, and she gave a compliment to our commentary, as did Anna Stamberger, who's super impressed that we got the Pendergast-Stamberger-Crosby connections perfectly.
Oh.
There you go. I told you, it's Dow basketball royalty. I spent enough time around that program to have that memorized like the back of my hand. Now the Thunder come away with the ball. They're now leading by 8. I think they were trailing like 8-2 at one point, as Haley McDonald floats it up and in, and she is heating up in a big way.
Yeah, they're choosing to do what's called a caboose around that screen, and it's leaving Haley wide open for that mid-range jumper instead of doing a switch or a hedge. So that could come back to haunt them here.
Now McDonald with a steal around the back. Beautiful pass for Beals Ishiemi. Can't get the reverse to go, but you're seeing McDonald a little bit of swagger in her step right now. Everything she's doing has just a little bit of pizzazz on it. And that's how it goes sometimes. And Haley McDonald is a player, when she gets going, she just changes the game like very few do.
And it's infectious because like that play, she saw that Lizzie was open and fed her. Last play, she was open. She's not a selfish player. She's not going to force shots, but when she's open, she's definitely going to take her shots.
As Langell down low, can't get it to drop. Chanel Smith called for the travel. Didn't like that one.
I think she felt she got bumped a little bit, but I think the defense, again, was there and had established legal guarding position. I think Nelly just got caught with her head down a little bit. Unfortunate.
Look at McDonald and Skier. That's a tough matchup. Ooh, physical collision at the end, and McDonald happy she got that call. Jalen Skier, I think, took one of those last buckets personally. Was really trying to get after it on that defensive possession.
I think you're right. Let's keep our eyes on this matchup for a few minutes.
And off. Oh, nice shot there by Marley Kerwin, and there's some fans in attendance that love that. Chance for them to watch Marley, the Citadel High grad, in her hometown. Beaumont's 3 rims out. Tough rebound there by Laura Langell, another former Husky. Langell was instrumental, a quiet leader. You know, Justine played with Justine and continued the winning ways of the Huskies. I believe they won 4 straight AUS championships. And Laura never put up the biggest stats. I think she was a one-time second-team All-Star, but always one of the most valuable players in the league just for what she did on the defensive end.
Absolutely. She's the epitome of a team player. I mean, she worked hard. She knew her role. She was positive on the bench and on the floor. Great teammate. I'm so happy that she's getting this opportunity.
We had 5 seconds there and another turnover for the Hornets, and I think Coach John Tramble is going to have to talk offense and figure out how he's going to solve that swarming Thunder defense. Typically you'd think the Hornets would be swarming, but today it's been a swarm of Thunder.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I mean, you want to sum up some impressions on that first half before we step aside?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's no lack of scoring opportunities by either team, and it's not anything that anybody's doing wrong, just a little bit of a, not finding the square on the backboard. Shots are a little bit too low, not getting good angles. Shots are a little bit flat, but I mean, they're getting great looks. And the thing about this competition and this level is that the team, they're not going to get on each other. They know that those are great shots. They know that they're going to fall. So I think the tweak at halftime, like you said, is going to be a little bit on defense for the Hornets. The Thunder's just going to be, getting a rest and hopefully getting their legs under those shots and refocusing so that they can find their target points.
Absolutely. Want to take this time to give big credit to Maritime Athletic Profiles for their fantastic coverage. We're going to step aside now for 12 minutes, but we'll be back with the second half. You're watching live coverage of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association on Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube. We'll be back. Welcome back to live coverage of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association. As we begin the second half, the Halifax Thunder in baby blue are up 25-13 against the Halifax Hornets in black. And the story of that first half was the defensive intensity of the Thunder. Speaking of defense, looks like the Hornets come out in a 2-3 zone maybe. And we get a tie-up. Ooh.
Yeah.
Talk me through that call.
4 hands on the ball,
For-
block down low,
oh.
jump ball.
I'm saying that was like a split second that they both had.
It was quick. It was quick. But I mean, the alternative is maybe a travel
Yes,
or a foul.
you're right.
So preventative officiating,
Yep.
so no one gets hurt or frustrated.
I try not to critique any officials anywhere. I
You're
just like to
very fair,
understand.
Alan.
I just like to. I'm a sponge for knowledge.
You are.
I just want to know why. As Beaumont misses the layup. Here's Beals Ishiemi the other way. To the lane with the right hand. Right at Gascoigne. And Gascoigne with the defensive stop on that one. Now Beaumont crosses over. Kicks it out. McMillan for 3. Off back rim as Hornets still struggling to make shots. They're getting good looks. Abby Dunker down low. Second chance. Gets it to drop with the reverse. And the Thunder continue to build this lead.
Abby's going to be a tough matchup for this 5 for the Hornets. She's just so tall and has great length to create offense.
As Fallis can't get the layup to go. This is a pretty big lineup for the Hornets, though. I mean, outside of McMillan, you're 6 foot plus all the way around with Fallis, Brown, Beaumont, and Gascoigne. There's a 3-ball by Pickard. Grace Wade with the rebound and puts it up and in.
Probably the smallest girl on the court. Worked hard and got an offensive rebound. Way to go, Grace.
Grace Wade, former UMB Red out of Moncton, New Brunswick. As Beaumont misses the 3. Wade is now a nurse, or maybe not nurse. She works at the IWK here in Halifax, so definitely doing important work with kids at a fantastic institution. And again, some people from the Maritimes might move to Halifax for a job, starting a new life. And how great is it to have something like this, have a full community to fall back on when you're moving to the big city. As Beals Ishiemi can't get that layup to go. Loose ball. Fallis is on it. Beals Ishiemi just tenacious. You can see the Thunder bench, and that's going to be 8 seconds. I took a look at the shot clock. It was right at 16, and that pass didn't get touched until a split second after. So
Yep, good.
the right call there.
Good focus by referee Joey Harvey. Sometimes during those scuffles and broken plays, you can lose track because you're watching so intently for fouls. So good focus on him to not lose sight of that shot clock.
As Haley McDonald for the horn set hits Dunker. She'll drive left on Martin. Oh, beautiful pass down low. Post-to-post passing as Dunker finds Beals Ishiemi. Bit of a chess match there. You talked about the height of Dunker. They bring in Martin, who's probably the only other player as tall as her on the court. And Dunker that time feeds Beals Ishiemi for 2.
Yeah, Leah did a great job stopping that initial probe by Abby, and then just Abby recognized the help. Great play.
Gascoigne looked like she had an open lane, but those openings close up quickly against this Thunder defense. Now McMillan. The AUS All-Star finds Chanel Smith. Free throw line jumper, gets it to roll in. Smith, former AUS All-Star with the Acadia women. She came into today the leading scorer through the first 6 games of the season for the Hornets. And once again, that post-to-post pass. Dunker dropping dimes to Beals Ishiemi. And that's going to force Coach John Tramble to call a timeout and talk things over.
Yeah, 3 plays in a row, just that extra pass, broad vision of the Thunder have really opened up this third quarter.
Halifax Thunder would like to thank today's game partners, St. Mary's University Athletic Department and 5-Star Vibes Entertainment, for their support of the MWBA. So you alluded to, you've been involved in this league since pretty early goings, the early conversations. Take me through a little bit of how this kind of developed over the last few years, of course, through the COVID-19 pandemic, and how it got to the point where it's at now this summer.
Yeah, well, when Leslie contacted me 2 years ago and asked me to be involved, I mean, it was a no-brainer. Immediately I said, yes, how can I help? How can I be involved? And, to be able to be involved in meetings and Zoom and hear about the advancements and sponsorship and teams coming on and, people who have brought franchises to the plate. Canada Basketball, Lisa Tomaitis, University of Saskatchewan, former national team. Mike McKay, female development manager for Canada Basketball for all their senior teams. We're both at the table from the inception. So to have those big players at the table, advocating for the league, helped a lot. So
wow, those are some Canadian basketball legends right there, and absolutely, it's amazing to have that support. It's also amazing to have the game streamed at such a high quality by the crew here at Maritime Athletic Profiles and the crew in New Brunswick doing a great job. And I got a tweet that I wanted to read from a fan in St. John's, Newfoundland. As a fan of the Mount Mystics and the ACAA and AUS League and all basketball, both you and Jen are doing a fantastic game. Thanks for all you do. So that's another thing, like St. John's, maybe one day they'll have a team. It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the Growlers happening in the men's league there, the
great to see.
CEBL, so that's interesting.
As no basket. What did you see there?
Yeah, good call. I mean, I think that was Maddie Monroe stepping in there to take the charge. She was there in plenty of time. Because Catherine was an airborne, the no-charge semicircle was not in play. So for those of you who are saying that her,
love that.
Her feet were in the circle, that because she wasn't airborne, that rule doesn't apply. So Catherine definitely initiated the contact, and Maddie had established that position quite early. So that's a great call.
Perfect breakdown. For any fans out there yelling at their computer, you just schooled them. As Gascoigne, beautiful take through the lane. When she gets ahead of steam, she's long and she can finish high, and much needed bucket there for the Hornets.
Yeah, her ability to reach that out and do sort of that underhand scoop makes it literally impossible to guard her.
Makes for some pretty pictures too.
Oh, absolutely.
Almost a Jordan pose. As there's Marley Kerwin with the answer on the other end. McMillan, again, great defense by Kerwin. Finds Ellen Hatt. Fancies it up the left wing. And Hatt on the give and go, can't get it to drop. As Haley McDonald is going to check back into the game, and we'll get some substitutions on both sides. 5:11 remaining in this third quarter as Haley McDonald checks back in. Of course, in that second quarter, we did have a bit of a scary moment when Justine Colley-Legier went down with an injury. She has left the gym, so safe to say she won't be returning tonight, but we're certainly hoping for the best for her, and I'm sure her Thunder teammates want to get a win for Justine tonight, and we hope all the best for her going forward.
Yeah, you never want to see someone get injured. I mean, especially where, some of these ladies have to go to work tomorrow and don't want to have an injury taken care of, taken in part of their life as well as their basketball. So hopefully she's okay.
Well, a nice little run here to begin the third quarter for the Hornets, and it's Clara Gascoigne turning defense into offense. As Quackenbush down low, she's still got those great post moves.
Yeah, her patience in there is impressive. That's what she made her career on.
Catherine Quackenbush, a two-time AUS MVP, one of two players on this team that was named to the U Sports 100 a couple of years ago, the top 100 female women's basketball players of all time, along with Justine Colley-Legier, of course. Although, I'm trying to think if Haley McDonald, That do you remember? Was that March of 2019 that they announced that team?
It was a while ago, yeah.
Jenna
I
May
know.
Ellsworth was on it
Jenna
as
May
well.
was on it, yeah, from UPI.
So I think one more season of Haley McDonald, and maybe she'll be cracking the 102.
Definitely.
Yeah. But that was a really cool team and a really cool honor, and what an amazing thing it is for the Thunder to have two players that are considered the top 100 in Canadian women's basketball history. As Perrant misses a pair at the free throw line. Now McDonald, floater, tough shot, can't get it to go, but there's Laura Langell on the offensive glass. Kick out, Pickard back to Langell, nice ball movement, Langell, step back jumper, doesn't get it to go. Now Gascoigne, the hot hand for the Hornets, strong to the hoop, and Pickard has to foul her. Clara Gascoigne really turning up the intensity. And that's what she does so well. We talked about that finishing up high, but her ability to get the ball on the defensive end and immediately transition into offense. She's fast. She's got a good handle. And she's an excellent defender.
Yeah, and that's a credit to her. I mean, her high school and junior high development, she was allowed to dribble the ball. Sometimes, you know, taller players are encouraged not to dribble the ball a whole lot, but for her coaches to give her that confidence to do that breakout dribble when she does get the rebound and then, you know, develop it further up the floor, it's always going to create an advantage because you're always going to have defense behind you.
I got to plug the St. Mary's Huskies. Their team's going to be really exciting this fall. You know, all these players you're seeing today, Beaumont, McMillan, Gascoigne. I really like Caitlin Power. If you like fast-paced, end-to-end basketball, the St. Mary's Huskies are on the rise, and Coach Scott Monroe has them well coached. They're going to be a really fun team to watch this
I loved working their games this year. Just they were so exciting, and they never let the ball settle. So it was constant dribble, drive, dribble, penetrate, pass, pass. It was exciting basketball. And nice kids to boot, and great coaching staff. I mean, Scott and I coached together a million years ago for a couple of summers, so we have a pretty good relationship. And he's doing great things with this program here at St. Mary's.
As Gascoigne back on the free throw line. Clara Gascoigne, 5'11", out of Dartmouth High School. She was a part of a powerhouse team. We're seeing lots of Dartmouth High grads in the AUS these past few years. She led the AUS in steals with 2.4 and was second in blocks per game with 1.7. And that would have led most conferences in the country, but most conferences don't have Carolina Del Santo.
True.
As Abby Dunker catches the top of the key. Pickard for three. Can't get it to drop. Loose ball off the foot of Perrant, and Dunker and Perrant, former teammates at Acadia. Bit of a laugh there. Perrant, you can see that big personality from up here.
That's what I love about this league.
Yeah. Lots of former teammates and former rivals now on the same team, former teammates now up against each other. It makes for a lot of fun interactions, and everybody's here for the greater purpose, really. As Chanel Smith can't get the layup to go. Thunder lead up to 17. Pickard steps out of bounds, and the Hornets are going to take it the other way.
Great job by Jalen Skier just to sort of funnel that ball down the sideline, and just got a little too close to that sideline, resulting in the turnover.
That pass, I can see from up here, it went off Gascoigne's finger the wrong way. One of the most common and most annoying basketball injuries. Jam finger from a hard chest pass. McDonald through the lane, fouled. Skier's not letting her get any easy buckets, though, is she?
Definitely not.
I think those two have a bit of history dating back to playing against each other in the AUS, and I think they might have even coached. Well, did Skier coach at Acadia?
Jalen was on the bench at Acadia,
right.
yep, so she would have coached Haley, and then they would have been foes, I think maybe during Haley's first couple years when Jalen was finishing at CBU.
There was an AUS championship final.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 in a row, Cape Breton and against Acadia. So.
And this year they would have been coaching rivals in the school sport Nova Scotia.
Armbray and Horton.
Exactly.
There you go. Very cool. And pretty cool for Armbray or Horton players to come out and see your coach balling at a high level.
Exactly. It kind of.
I don't let my players watch my intramural games. that would delegitimize me in their eyes. Oh, Chanel Smith with some fancy footwork down low. Can't get it to drop. Kind of been the story of the game for the Hornets. Lots of nice moves, but not a lot of finishing on today. As Haley McDonald puts up a 3 and knocks it down. Gives a point to her teammate in credit, and McDonald has got to be the lead scorer on the night.
Yeah, and making that extra pass off that baseline penetration. I mean, your natural rotation as your defense is to take away that baseline, but you have to make a special play so you don't forget about Haley having that wide open look. She's not going to miss that much.
Another caper, Madison Monroe knocks down the triple. Monroe, part of the 2017 AUS champion team out of Truro, Nova Scotia.
Good Truro girl, I was going to say. Yeah, that's where I grew up.
Yeah,
so
yeah. There you go.
Trying to get her to put on the grays up in Truro a little bit too. She's interested, Alan.
Nice.
She's interested.
Oh, Monroe fakes the dribble handoff, feeds Perrant down low. Perrant looked to be stifled that time by her former teammate Abby Dunker. Now Gemma Bullard, kick out, nice swing pass. Beals Ishiemi off back rim. Chanel Smith with the rebound. Bullard gets tripped up and Monroe will bring it over half. Now Gascoigne going to settle it down. Around the Perrant screen. Look at that nice hedge there by the Thunder. Bodies hitting the ground all over the place. And Jalen Skier will head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Great job on the Thunder D to not foul off of that aggressive hedge. They just kept sliding their feet and keeping that legal guarding position, and it ended up creating some problems. But they got the pass through, and Jalen was able to get a scoring opportunity.
As Jalen Skier on the free throw line. 5-2 out of Citadel High.
That wasn't yesterday.
No. Played 100 games with the Capers. That's as many as you can play in a youth sports career. Regular season games, I should say. Shot 75% from the line. That's bare minimum for me to call someone a good free throw shooter. 74%, I'm not giving you a shout out on your free throw percentage, no. And also a AUS champion in 2017, and as we mentioned, upcoming coach, Basketball Nova Scotia, Armbray Academy, Acadia Axwomen. For a player that young to coach at that many levels is pretty impressive. As 3 ball there by Gemma Bullard rims out. Rebound tracked down by Hannah Brown. So do we have 3? Oh no. Monroe and Skier came out, Brown came in, but 3 Capers on that Hornets team. 3 Capers, 4 Huskies, as McMillan puts that up. We got 4 Huskies in the game right now. McMillan, Beaumont, Macias, and Gascoigne. Hoping the home court can give them a bit of a boost. Beals Ishiemi knocks it down. And that beats the third quarter buzzer, and I'll tell you, if Lizzie Beals is knocking down that consistently, watch out AUS.
Yeah, I mean, again, another player who's tough to match up on. She has the ability to pull out a larger defender to that 3-point line and be effective. And if they want to put a smaller guard on her to try and stop that, she'll easily take them to the basket or clear out for a post up. Very, very effective, smart player.
Beals Ishiemi out of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, went to St. Paul's School, a prep school in the States. And was a second-team AUS All-Star this past season, averaging just over 15 points and 9 rebounds per game. So, 50-27 is the score as we head into the fourth quarter here. Killam is pleased to be a longtime supporter of the basketball community in Atlantic Canada. Congratulations to the organizers on the launch of the MWBA. Good luck to all teams, and go Thunder.
It doesn't feel like a 50-27 game, I have to be honest. If the score clock was not in my direct view, I would not really believe that, because, I mean, like we said in the first half, both teams are getting great opportunities to score. Differences in that third quarter, the Thunder shots started falling in combination with their tricky switching, hedging, trapping defense, I think has been the difference in this quarter.
Yeah, well, the Hornets had just 14 points at half, so they nearly matched that in that third quarter. But enough can't be said about the Thunder defense, and it's not one player, it's a real team concept. They're doubling a lot, they're making things very difficult, playing the passing lanes, and it's pretty impressive to see in just like a month with this team how Parker Regan has them all on the same page defensively.
Yeah. But I mean, you practice the box drill, baseline drive, the top person drops to take away that skip pass. I mean, there's things that have been ingrained in these kids, defensive habits since they've been kids. So the advantage now is that they can talk to each other and know how to make those quick fixes without Parker having to use a timeout and breaking up a possible momentum for his team. They can fix these problems on the fly because every one of them has such a high basketball IQ.
Absolutely. As fourth quarter live on Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube, as Ariana Macias fouled and will head to the line to shoot two. Macias out of Quito, Ecuador, and via Tampa, Florida, where she played junior college, and she found not only a great school but really a home here in Halifax.
Yeah.
She's a player that I see playing outside on courts across the city like every day, playing against the men and holding her own. She was injured this year, a bit of a disappointing way for her to finish off her career, but posted 6 20-plus point games in her AUS career. So she can score and shoot at a high level.
Yeah, and anytime we had communication on the court, just kind and respectful, and just brought a communication method between players and the referees that was really respectful. I really enjoyed seeing her on the court.
Just absolutely loves the sport, loves the game, and appreciates Halifax and St. Mary's for giving her an opportunity to compete at a high level these past few years.
So she's planning on staying in Halifax?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, great.
As Lucy Beaumont for three rims off the front rim. There's a follow-up jumper by Brown. Rebound tracked down by Catherine Quackenbush. And Quackenbush looking to evade Gascoigne, dribbled that off her foot.
Whoops.
Mentioned Catherine Quackenbush is a full-on family doctor.
That's impressive.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
To have gone, and she played maybe a season or two in the University of Maine before her time at Memorial. So, to have played basketball at I think everything she does is at an extremely high level.
Definitely.
As Langell dishes it over to Hatt. That's one of the cool things. We got people of all sorts of professions, all different times in their lives. There's mothers here playing against 20-year-olds.
Absolutely.
And it's a pretty cool thing to see. As Beaumont dishes to Macias, open corner three ball, knocks it down, points to the heavens. Ariana Macias splashes a three. Love to see that. Oh, it was a two? Foot on the line?
Her toe was on the line.
Oh, well. Still, she's got a smooth shot, and it disappointed me to see her injured for the majority of her senior year, because a player that brings me a lot of joy even calling her games.
Yeah, I said, I loved being on the court with her. Just respectful and worked hard.
I like when a player appreciates my calls. A lot of players take the games I do here, put some music over it, don't even leave the commentary up. I'm like, oh, but I said something so good that time. And if she'll post something to her Instagram, she'll give me a shout out calling me the best commentator. So I have a soft spot for Ariana for that reason.
Absolutely.
If you want to have me saying extra nice stuff about you, there's a hint right there. As Langell is fouled. Ends up on the deck. Some good sportsmanship there by Hannah Brown, and Laura Langell will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Laura Langell, the last time the Thunder played here, clinched a win from the free throw line
That's
against the
right.
Windsor Edge.
I think I was working that game. Yeah.
Para makes. Langell out of Bedford, Nova Scotia. Over 1,000 points in her Huskies career. 2-time AUS second team All-Star. And won the SMU President's Award in 2014. And she's now a social worker. Was a assistant coach for Scott Monroe for a couple years.
Yep.
Now a social worker. So again, player who did great things in school, now doing great things in her community here in Halifax.
Yeah, Laura's a great person.
As Jalen Skier brings it the other way. 20-point lead here for the Thunder. Chanel Smith swings it over for Lucy Beaumont. Crossover into the lane. Finishes with the left. Beautiful take there by the former Fredericton Black Cat, Lucy Beaumont. I know that's a high school that's got a lot of representation in this league too. We talk about Horton and Dartmouth and Citadel, but don't sleep on the Fredericton Black Cats.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a legendary program there under Kevin Daly.
Yep. And there's a couple Dailies playing in this league and the Fredericton side of things as well.
There is.
Kelsey is playing for Moncton. That's where she lives now.
Yes.
Yeah, Kelsey McLaughlin, formerly Daly. But I believe both her sisters, Robbie and Katie, are playing for
Yeah,
Fredericton.
I think you're right.
Yeah. As Perrant to the lefty hook and finish. And 18-point game here.
Oh, great play.
Laura Langell finishes it off the slip screen, and a nice read from Beals Ishiemi.
So many options off that 1-4 high, that horn setup.
Get a foul here as Perrant, working down low, will head to the line to shoot 2. Jasmine Perrant, a former Axwoman and Husky, and another Horton High product. Was an AUS All-Rookie selection all the way back in 2008. And an AUS champion in 2012 with the Axwoman.
That was a fun team. The Dunker sisters
Dunkers,
and Jasmine, and sorry to who else I'm forgetting, but
Perrant goes 1 of 2 from the line, and her former teammate with the Axwoman, Abby Dunker, picks up the rebound. Now Haley McDonald. Burst of speed, little step back jumper, no good. Jalen Skier is just shadowing her. McDonald, even after that shot went up, she was face guarding her. But Vanessa Pickard able to knock down a 3.
And that's the thing with this league. You have to guard everybody. So it's so much different than your regular, U Sport or CCAA, where more often than not, there's a player on each side that you can say, okay, we can slip off her a little bit because, a jump shot is not in her skill set or toolbox right now, but all these kids can score.
Haley McDonald gets it on the feed.
And I call them kids. They're not kids. Compared to me, they're kids, but
And Lucy Beaumont tracks down the rebound. I'm sure you could go out there and give a solid 8 and 4.
yeah, me,
It'd be running up and
be
down the
assists.
court that would catch
It'd
up
be
to you.
assists. Oh no! Come
No?
on. No.
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
I can run. It's
Well, the reffing, of course you can run.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
For me, what ended I had a wide open left-hand layup in Melba, and
Okay.
instead of looking at the square at the top, I was looking down to see where I should land, so I didn't
Ooh.
hurt myself. And I totally missed the layup. I'm like, yep, that's enough.
One missed layup and you hung it up?
Well,
If so, I would have hung it up
yeah.
every day for the last
No, that was
10
it.
years.
It was a culmination.
I gotcha.
Straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
No regrets though. No regrets.
Yeah.
I love refereeing, and I love still being involved in the game. And I mean, I've watched some of these girls grow up, so to see them playing at this level, it's just amazing. And to still be able to interact with them in such a positive way, at least I think it's positive. They might not.
Yeah. Well, and it really is a. Oh no, has Clara Gascoigne landed awkwardly there?
I think she's cramping.
You might be right.
Get her the mustard. Do you want to hear a funny story?
Yes, please.
Do you remember when Clara went down at the AUS in their
Yeah,
semifinal
I
game?
do.
So you probably thought, as I did, that she had a catastrophic injury. No, she cramped up. And
Yeah.
what they had in their kit, which I did not know, instantly stops cramping, mustard. They took this
So she
packet
just
of
ate a packet of mustard?
Yeah,
No hot dog or anything?
nothing, just the mustard.
Didn't even get a Scotiabank Center hot dog out of the
No
deal?
hot dog, no pretzel, mustard right in.
pretzel.
And I did Google it because I was
Well,
skeptical.
Scott Monroe, I'm sure somewhere is trying to serve up the mustard.
Yeah, so.
That is a good story.
And I Googled it because I was skeptical, and it works, like, instantaneously. So I now have, for no reason, because I'm never going to
Well,
do
a
anything
banana.
hard enough to cramp, but I guess it's better than a banana.
Do you remember an interview a couple years ago, a Blue Jays player, Kawasaki, he was Japanese?
I remember the player.
Okay, and he's like, two banana, never cramp. Monkey, never cramp. It's a really funny interview. Look it up, Kawasaki cramps.
I
Look it up
will.
on YouTube. It
I
will make you laugh at home. It's 20 seconds of pure joy.
That's right. You never see a monkey cramping up.
Yeah, exactly. This game sponsored by French's Mustard. Just kidding. It's not. As jump shot there.
New player
Yeah.
alert.
Number 10, Melina Collins, out of St. FX and Halifax West High School.
Yeah, great player at her time during Halifax West, and has progressed into quite a decent university player too. Has a great little jump shot and is pretty feisty on defense.
As Haley McDonald knocks down a jumper. And Collins looks like she just finished her first year of playing at least. Of course, a lot of first-year players were in the program for a second year due to COVID, but what an opportunity for a young player just having finished their first AUS season to be on the same team as Haley McDonald and Justine Colley-Legier and all these fantastic players.
Oh yeah, the learning curve and
Yeah.
the wisdom that they're going to get, and just to see, that you can still play at a high level when you're a little bit older, and that work ethic is going to help her moving forward.
Yeah, maybe a big step up for her next season with the X-Women. Ken talked about it, a program that's going to see some overhaul, and at the very least, they'll be young and competitive.
Yeah, Jeff Spencer, great hire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had the chance to, or not Jeff Spencer,
Matt?
Matt Spencer,
Matt
Jeff's
Spencer.
brother.
I've never met him.
He was, when I played high school basketball, and this
Yeah.
is not yesterday, he was the Gail McDougall's nephew.
Okay.
And he and Jeff were on the bench, ball, managers, ball boys, with their little Antigonish Royals jerseys on.
Lizzie Beals, SCME, putting the AUS on notice.
And Jeff's coaching resume is impressive.
Jeff or Matt? Matt's the
sorry,
new coach.
Matt. I keep saying Jeff.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, he was in Calgary, and we've seen a bit
Yeah.
of a pipeline from Antigonish, Cape Breton to Calgary to back here.
Exactly.
We saw Matt Skin do it. We saw John Tramble do it. A lot of great coaches are getting a chance out in Calgary.
And as well as being a great coach, Matt is quite an academic success too. He's got 2 or 3 degrees, has written some papers, doing some research, so he's very well-rounded.
There you go. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting him. It's not every day that a new AUS coach comes that I don't know pretty well, honestly.
No, he's gonna bring a lot of good things to that program.
So excited to see that, as we got just over 2 minutes, 2:20 remaining in this game. And the Thunder are going to improve to 7-0, and it might have come with a costly injury to Justine Colley-Legier, but this team hasn't really lost a step without her. When you look down the stretch run, and this season does finish up later this month, there will be a championship weekend here in Halifax. All right, can the Thunder be beat? I mean, they look pretty strong right now.
They are. I mean, you have to guard every position, so that creates, you have to have a special plan on defense, and it's tough. I mean, the offense always has a little bit of an advantage, you know, to knowing what they're going to do. So unless you have a picture-perfect defensive effort, they're going to be hard to stop.
As Leah Martin gets 2 to drop on the other end, the former Dow Tiger. I think we've called just about every AUS school tonight, too. We got Capers, Axwomen, Huskies, Tigers. Any UPI Panthers in the crowd? Windsor Edge had
Windsor
a
Edge
couple.
do, yeah.
Yeah. So no UPI Panthers here
Nope.
tonight.
Nope.
But more than that, we got Mystics and we got Hurricanes.
True.
Wow. Big 3 there by Gemma Bullard. And you know what she is? She's a Gale. Queens out of Guelph, Ontario. Not sure what brought her to Halifax this summer, but whether it's working or playing, it's great to see players from Ontario. Quite a few players from Ontario in this league this year as well.
Yeah, I was talking to Brandon. Someone on that crew, and I might be Gemma, is a teacher who's looking to, I think, you know, plant some roots here. So if that is Gemma, then we'll be in touch, because substitute teachers are hard to come by.
Definitely.
Hopefully she'll get a job soon. She seems like a great person.
There's Catherine Quackenbush, the former Defensive Player of the Year, with the block on Aaliyah Frazier. So maybe Matt Spencer's tuned in. He's got 2 current players playing right now.
Yeah, he's got a couple of good ones in Aaliyah and Melina. Just hard workers, love the game, have improved. I mean, even since high school. I mean, I've known them both since high school, and they've improved and adapted well to the university game.
Forgot to mention Reds and Marley
That's
Kerwin
right.
and Grace Wade in the game here. As the Seahawks Quackenbush, the Axwoman hat. I'm going to stop doing this. It's just where my brain is right now. Monroe with the block. And a tie-up, or a foul actually, against the Thunder in the backcourt. And penalty.
First time in the whole game we've had penalties.
So yeah, so clean game. Although high level of defensive intensity, especially from that Thunder team. As Madison Monroe steps to the line, knocks down the first. Well, the championship weekend here in Halifax, do you know the date off the top of your head? 24th to
24th,
26th?
26th,
Yeah.
yes, of June. Yep. So
That'll be fun. Tell us what that's going to look like and what the fans can expect and why they should come out if they're watching
oh
at
my
home tonight.
gosh! I
and to
mean,
make it
it's
down.
going to be this times 6. I mean, every team is exciting to watch. The competition is evenly matched. There's teams whose records aren't as good, but they bring it every night. And there's personalities. Nice shots.
Gemma Bullard hits a tough 3 as the shot clock winds down. Had to call that out, but you can
absolutely.
please continue.
Yeah, no, there's personalities on every team, skilled players on every team. I mean, you've got former professionals and, you know, U Sport All-Canadians, CCAA All-Canadians. Yeah, so Friday night is 2nd and 3rd from Nova Scotia and New Brunswick playing. The 2 top teams from each province get a bye into Saturday's games. Saturday first game is the consolation final, if you'll have it. The teams that don't win those Friday night games, and then Sunday we've got our bronze medal game and our gold medal game. So seven exciting games over 3 days. It's gonna be an amazing atmosphere.
Tournament atmosphere sounds like March at the Scotiabank Center.
Yeah, absolutely.
Center.
Yeah. No, I better Scotiabank it.
Nice,
I know a lot of people there, so.
Fantastic. And one other thing, for kids, there's a lot of kids in attendance tonight, young girls and young boys, and it's a great opportunity. They're going to do autographs, meet and greet here, a post game, which is something that this league is really prioritizing having those young fans involved and making them feel like a part of it, and it really is a family-friendly atmosphere. So bring the kids out, boys or girls, and show them some great basketball from some great people. 15 seconds left in this one, just about ready to wrap it up. Alina McMillan, she's going to take a last shot. Madison Monroe will, no, nice dish. Leah Martin can't get it to drop, and the Thunder improve to a perfect 7-0. They're the team to beat in this league. Real quick, what's the upcoming schedule? We talked about championship weekend. Where are the teams in the next couple?
This weekend coming on June 11th, there's another 6-team session, as we're calling them, in Moncton, New Brunswick. So all 6 teams will be in action on Saturday and Sunday of this week at I don't even know what high school it is. I apologize. I want to say Harrison Trumbull. Is that in Moncton?
That's right. Yep,
yeah.
That is in Moncton.
So teams will get to have that cross-border rivalry games again over 2 days. So chance to play someone a little different and probably lock up the seedings heading into playoffs.
Post-game interview, but wrap it up here. 72-44, the final score. The Thunder improved to 7-0. Hornets dropped to 5-2, but they're a great team as well. I want to give a big thank you to Jen Lloyd McKenzie for joining me here tonight.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome.
Yep. And we're going to do a post-game interview, but thanks again for watching live coverage of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association on YouTube, powered by Maritime Athletic Profiles. We'll be right back with the player of the game. The Halifax Thunder, Lizzie Beals-Ishiemi. Lizzie, the Thunder continue their winning ways, improved to 7-0 with that win.
Yeah.
The team seems to be clicking on all cylinders. What's the key to the team's success early in this season?
I think it definitely dwells from like having fun. We all know we're playing really hard for each other, and just watching each other give it all out 110% every time we're on the floor. It just makes that, it just like, it comes up and we all just like take off of it.
You scored a great game today with 16 points. I want to ask you a little bit more about this league generally. So you grew up in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. What would it have meant for you as a kid to have a high-level women's basketball league like this? We see a lot of kids in attendance. Why is it important to have high-level women's basketball play for kids to come out and watch?
I think it's definitely good representation. I know like little boys, they get to watch NBA players growing up, and like little girls don't really get that representation out in the media and stuff like that. So I feel like if I would have seen this league growing up, it would have given me more motivation even more to see how far I could go in life, just knowing that I have stuff to lean it back onto, like with a league like this.
And you're an active player with the Acadia Axwomen, but there's players of all ages and professions here in this league. What's it like for you to play with some former AUS greats and some current teammates and the variety of players in this league?
I think it's definitely just giving me a good mashup of things I can see and places I can be on like offense and defense. Because like on this team, we're not really have like set positions, so I'm like guarding like 1 to 5, and I feel like that's really going to help me grow my defensive game going into the next season this year.
Awesome. And
We'll be back here at St. Mary's for the championship weekend in a couple weeks. For someone who might be tuned into this webcast and hasn't been to a game yet, why would you tell them to come out and support this league and watch this high-level women's basketball?
I think growing the game first starts with people coming out and supporting the players playing. So I feel like if we want to see the girls' game continue to grow in Nova Scotia in general, we should all come out and support. And plus we got some sick players in all teams, and like people are pulling up from like half-court shots, and it's really exciting to watch. So I feel like if you just feed off a competition and you love watching people compete, then this is a great league to come watch.
Fantastic. Well, you were great to watch today. Lizzie Beals-Ishiemi with 16 points as the Halifax Thunder improved to 7-0. Make sure you come out and watch her here in Halifax on championship weekend. Thanks again, Lizzie. And thank you for watching live coverage of the MWBA on Maritime Athletic Profiles. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.